No matter what you do, whether it's work, play, or living healthy, life requires fuel. At Health Empowers You, we focus on quality to help give you the most fuel for your life. So let us help you get empowered. Stop by healthempowersyou.net today.
Hello, and welcome to Spirituality and Success with Reverend Dr. Tracy Cox, brought to you by the Health Empowers You Network. Today, I have a very exciting guest. It's Patrick Cimo, and Patrick is a shaman and a sound practitioner. And today, we're going to talk about sound healing, sound baths, all those things you've been hearing about all over the internet, all over TikTok, Instagram. And Patrick is a very well-regarded sound practitioner on TikTok. Very busy and interesting conversation. So, Patrick, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dr. Tracy. I really appreciate you having me here.
I am happy we managed to make it happen.
Absolutely.
So, first of all, I'd like you to do a little introduction about yourself, what you do, and then we'll get into the topic of sound healing.
Sure. So I can start by telling you I picked up drums back when I was a little kid. Like I've been into music since I was 5 years old. Like the typical pictures showing me literally in my progression from a child all the way up until now. Music has always been a big part of my life. And what I found was in my teenage years, there was a little bit more of a calling due to traumatic home stuff, not my mom, but stepfather, that I felt a need to help people. And I didn't quite know what that meant until obviously many decades later in my searching that got me to this point of being a sound healer. And as a regular shamanic practitioner, that's just part of my repertoire is working with sound and just looking back and seeing those breadcrumbs of my entire life being built around music. Um, it's just funny how it just worked out to being where I am today.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So, one of the things that I really am interested in with sound healing is the fact that I just read a study from Harvard Medical School, and they were announcing to all of us how they've made this great breakthrough and that sound healing is going to be the wave of the future, and they're going to be able to figure out a way of beaming it into our bodies. And, it's interesting because once again, because I've been into the new age, this kind of natural healing, my whole life. And, and I'm 61 years old now, so it's been a long time.
Right.
And for them to just be catching up now for the things that we've been saying for so many years. And I mean, medicine people, shaman, have been using it for thousands and thousands of years. And to
Absolutely.
have it finally confirmed that, yes, this works, I love it, right? Because some people, that's the only thing that they will believe and understand to be so. So it's backing up what we do.
Yes. And I don't want to disregard science at all. It's
No,
just
not at all. Not at all.
that's just the
I
way
like
things.
that they're backing us up.
Yes, it's just the way things are. It just takes an enormously long time, obviously, because if I think about this gong, right, the idea of the gong, that came about over 4,000 years ago, right? So people understood that vibration and energy, that these were the tools that would help heal us. And yes, it is absolutely wonderful that Harvard is now coming in and saying, hey, there's some merit to this. Like
Mhm, mhm.
there's some really good stuff to go on. And it's one of those things that again, as a practitioner, I kind of giggle. And when people come at me skeptically, I say, well, what do you think an ultrasound device is?
Exactly.
And as soon as I get them to understand you've been using this kind of thing, you just didn't really understand it. And you didn't
That's right.
understand the application.
That's right. And it's interesting because the last guest that I had on, we talked about how important it is to empower yourself with healthy movement, and
Yes.
music is such an important part of that. I mean, the power of putting on your favorite song, dancing around the house while you're cleaning it, it can't be overstated. And using that
Exactly.
as an example, what do you know about sound healing? How does that affect you in a positive way? Like, what is the actual impact of the vibrations on you?
So the vibrations of the impact and the impact that you can get, uh, it's literally. So here's the crazy part. Harvard is just now getting into the part of being able to scientifically say what we anecdotally have been saying for a long time. So some of the health benefits that some of the people that I have worked with and that I have found with the gong, especially the gong, really deep, peaceful vibrations. This can be such a grounding instrument that can help you feel relaxed just so instantly. And it's because it's such a warm sound. And then
Right.
there's also a very interesting thing that happens with a gong in particular. A gong, as opposed to an instrument like a sound bowl that has one note,
Hmm.
the gong has so many different harmonics and tones and overtones that all of those highs and lows that are going on in there really affect so many different energetic parts of our body. Whether we're talking about the typical, chakra lineup, or pressure points like Ayurvedic stuff talks about, or Chinese medicines that speak about that, right? So these things have been going on for 4,000 years, and
Amazing.
when I say that this can help calm people down, I can't I can't overstate that enough. This will literally calm people down within 5 minutes of coming into my room. I've seen it happen so many times.
Wow. So can you give us a little demonstration just of the different tones and
Sure,
things that
sure.
it I don't know if it's gonna really, come across, but it should. I think that the sound should be okay.
It should translate a little bit. So what I'll show you first is with a normal mallet.
Okay.
So we have different mallets, and so this is a soft mallet, which is helpful to produce a very low, even tone. Now you might not be able to hear it at first, but give it a minute for it to build up, and you'll start to hear it and almost feel it as well.
Okay. It's not coming through that well. Try to bring it up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. There, now we're getting it.
So that you've got a really deep sound there. And so that can be really good to just meditate to. I don't want to blow the speakers out.
Yeah.
So it's really good to meditate to this because there's no fixed sound. Listen again, and you'll hear so many different notes
Okay. Try
floating.
try to hit it a little bit harder because it was a little hard to hear.
Okay.
Go for it. Okay, now we can hear it.
So
Sure, so there's a vibration, yeah,
yeah, you can hear a
there's a
whole bunch of.
sound wave.
Yes. And because of that, instead of it being one sound wave, there's a whole bunch of different waves. Your mind can't train in on it. So it doesn't just fixate. It just totally relaxes into it. So
Right,
instead of there being a melody that you fixate on, this has so many things that your mind can't fixate on it. So it's just left to be relaxed.
right. Now you were showing me earlier before we started that there's like a smaller instrument that you use that creates yeah, why don't
Yes.
you show us that
So
one? What
this
does that do?
this is another little mallet that's called a flumi. So a flumi is really good when people are doing these kinds of meditations, and let's say that they want to do something like astral projection. They want to do some kind of sound journeying, and we
Sure.
can do
Some
some we
kind
can
of
do some really.
meditation, good for meditation
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah, you can do a meditation where you can journey in. It's almost a dreamlike state that people go to. So this is a very, very interesting sound.
Yeah, it's just very light.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's a very
sure.
different sound.
Yeah, now because we're doing a podcast, it's really hard to get the sound across because it's compressed. Like we have
Yes,
sound, noise cancelers.
you're
But if
right.
somebody wants to listen to the way that you do this every day live on TikTok, correct?
Every
Every
single
single
day
day.
at 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Now that's dedication.
That is,
I love
and
it. I love it.
even to the point that, and my wife laughed. She didn't mind, but I even took everybody with us on our 25th wedding anniversary. We
Oh,
went up. We went to St. Augustine, and I was like,
right.
I still have to do my meditations.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
So all I did was I went out to the little Castillo or to a park. I didn't bring the gong. I just did like a normal meditation class, but it is true. I take my TikTok everywhere so that at 9 o'clock we can always do some kind of meditation.
That's great. So, with people that have been listening to your TikTok, because I'm on there too, and I notice and see the comments. I'm really impressed with how well you do with some of the gifts that the people give. Because on TikTok, once you get a certain number of followers, I forget how many it is. Is it what's the number?
It
Five
was a
thousand?
thousand.
A
I had
thousand?
to get a
Okay.
thousand followers.
Which is a lot, and that is an amazing, thing to make happen as a spiritual practitioner. Like, we
Yes,
could talk about doing this kind of work because it's so beautiful the fact that you're doing it every day. It's for free. People don't have to tip, but if they
right.
want to, that's beautiful. That's a love offering.
Yes,
That's good for them. And that's an energetic connection as well that
yes.
is very healthy. Like anytime that you are giving from a pure place and a place of thanks, it's a very healthy thing to do. So
It truly
I
is.
love watching it. I love watching it. And so have you had any people tell you, "Oh, this has shifted for me," or that the sounds have changed things? Can you give me a few little anecdotes here?
Yeah, I can give you a couple anecdotes, and
Sure.
and 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 I can be honest. Um, Come and watch the show if anybody wants to really see this happen in real time. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. Every day someone is in here saying this helps. So
That's beautiful.
yesterday, a regular who comes in came in and said, I am so happy that I got here just in time for the 7 minutes because I do a 7 minute meditation. I kind of go through a little class, and
Each
he got,
time you do it at 9 a.m.? So how
yep.
long does your, show go for?
Yeah, so the show goes for about an hour to an hour and a
Oh,
half,
okay.
and the first 30 minutes is the class where I teach meditation, and then we kind of do a little bit of talking and then back into meditation. Somebody came in yesterday and had a problem with their leg.
Okay.
Like their leg was bothering them, and they said for some reason, somehow, going into meditation yesterday, their leg all of a sudden stopped hurting, and they couldn't explain it, and didn't know why. I've had people come in with migraine headaches,
Mhm.
and just instantly, within a couple minutes of being there and focusing on the sound of the gong, they're able to alleviate these migraine headaches.
Wow, that's
And
wonderful.
and and it's a daily thing, Dr. Tracy. And I've got to say, as the person who has the channel, um, it can sometimes be a little overwhelming because
Sure, because you haven't been doing it that long, right? Like,
since
all of a
May.
sudden
Yes,
wow,
since
that's
May.
great.
Now, I've been teaching meditation and everything for decades,
Of course.
but as far as, like, going on TikTok and doing stuff, literally May 5th, I
Wow.
pressed go live, and I went from having, no kidding, 200, uh, I call them friends, TikTok calls them followers. I don't like that. But
Sure, friends.
I had I had 200 friends, and as of today, when I just finished my 9 a.m., over 5,800.
Wow, that's amazing, and after this and it
And
goes
after
on
this,
Health
maybe a few
Empowers
more.
You yeah,
Yeah,
there'll be
maybe
some
a
more,
couple
yeah.
more.
Well,
Yes.
I hope people will check it out because it's a beautiful like, the way that we met is through our ministry. We both go to
Yes.
the IMM,
Yep.
and, you know there are so many ways for people to minister to others without it being, here's scripture and I'm going to read you Bible
Right.
stories every day, even though, we believe in God and that is all part of what we do. But not everybody is on that wavelength. And this, everyone can appreciate because
Absolutely.
everybody knows and responds to music. Everybody.
Yes,
Some
everybody
people,
does.
yeah, yeah.
I got
And
I got real big goosebumps on that because the words that come through is literally what I said to my group yesterday. Servitude is servitude, however you do it. A smile, a gift like what I have, these are ways that we can live the way that it's intended. And
that's right. That's
and
right.
and and when we understand our connection to each other and to our source, and to realize that living this way is really so much more beneficial to our just mental health.
Oh,
The cra-
absolutely.
the crazy part is, and Dr. Tracy, because you've known me for a while, last year August I got fired from my job after
Yeah,
25 years of being in the aviation industry. Out of the blue, I got fired, and the only way that I have been able to sustain myself in my mental health is because of my meditation. I've
absolutely.
been doing it since 1983. So I was 15 years old when I first started to meditate. And the benefits that I got just from having somebody say, "Oh, you're fired," and reeling, but understanding that connection, understanding my place, and understanding that the universe gave me a big opportunity last year when that happened. And the funniest part is it was August. And in August, a lot of a lot of a lot of us do these fun things like calling in abundance and
Yes,
manifestings. And I did that August of last year. And I can tell you, with a beautiful career that I had, with plentiful income, I manifested abundance. And the universe answered.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And it always does. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I do a lot of teaching from Neville Goddard. I don't know if you've
I
followed.
love Neville Goddard work.
Yeah,
Yes,
amazing. And the
absolutely.
most amazing thing about Neville Goddard is that he was a new age teacher back in the 1930s, 40s, like a long time ago. And he was all
Yeah.
about the art of attraction. And the thing that's so simple about his teaching is that you must always think about the end while you're working at the beginning.
Yeah.
So if you are somebody like yourself that wanted to bring in a new career that you were happy with and fulfilled your reason for being and your service to mankind, just thinking about you celebrating the fact that this had all happened, thinking about it's happened, this is
Yeah.
amazing. That's all you have to do is just focus on that. Don't think about how you're going to get there. Focus on the celebration when you do get there, because
Yeah.
what that does is that sends the image of that out to the universe, to God, to the angels, whoever you want to, the spiritual
The spiritual realm.
electricity that runs the universe, whatever you want to call it. In Reiki, they call it the universal life force.
Yep. Yep.
You're sending it that message that this is what you're ready for, and that's
Yes.
what you did. That's what
That's
you did.
exactly what I did. 100%, Dr. Tracy. And I'm also certified in Reiki, Usui Reiki,
Yep, me
also
too.
theta healing. And one of the things that I love about both Reiki and theta healing. Now, theta healing is really, really interesting because you're going up there and you're, instead of just letting universal light go where it goes, you're going up with source and doing commands of Reiki light. And to me, what I do with the sound healing is I can use all these different modalities that I've learned and been trained in, and I can literally do them all at one time without ever even using my voice. Now,
Right.
occasionally, I do have a spirit guide that comes through uh, and does vocalizations that I've termed from theta healing heart song, where it's literally being free enough that your body can just allow these tones to come through. And normally I'm not a singer, right?
Sure.
Like I can't pick up a microphone and go do something like this music. But in that moment of pure connection, um, I'm allowed to channel this wonderful voice, and it goes right along with the
That's
vibrations, whether it's
beautiful. Sure. So once again, that's what a shaman in ancient times,
that's
shaman
what we
all
did.
through the ages do, right?
Yes.
It's not just the drumming or gongs, it's the chanting.
It's the chanting, it's the
Yeah,
voice, and if every one of us just take a moment to feel what doing a hum does. So just take a moment and hum. Everybody can do this. Mm. You feel a resonance in your head and your chest.
yes, you do.
And when you deepen that and go a little bit deeper and deeper and just go to where it settles, and you can get to that hum with yourself, this kind of work every single one of us can do. You don't need to have a fancy gong,
That's right.
right? Every one of us has this ability to do. And that's one of my favorite things too, is teaching everybody that, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, and a lot of people do come to me for professional guidance, and I do this as a living. But every single one of us has this ability within.
Absolutely.
I believe that.
That's very interesting that you brought up humming because I was just reading a study, a scientific study on humming, and they said that it can actually help cure problems in the sinuses, nasal
Yeah.
problems, sinus problems. Just as you go around your day, hum a song,
Yeah.
and it really does. The resonation and the tones will help heal the tissue in the head and in the sinuses. So that's something anybody can do, and they can start today, right?
Yes. And I think that's, again, that's one of my favorite things is this is stuff that everybody can do today. Like
That's
you
right.
don't have to wait. You don't even have to be taught. Everybody knows how to hum, and it's such a good thing for us to do these practices. That, think about it, Dr. Tracy, you just think if you woke up tomorrow and you had a little bit of a headache, instead of getting up and going and taking an aspirin or whatever else you might do for it, what if instead you just went, okay, let me lie in bed and hum for a few minutes
Yeah.
and get to a very resonant place. And it's funny how that melts away the migraine.
Sure. Yeah. This is such a it's very interesting because we're seeing the ancient going together with the cutting edge. And I think that's
Yes,
so beautiful because it's been around and we've dealt with it as new age practitioners for our whole lives. But now that the general public is starting to um, get that healing, it's a beautiful thing, right?
it is, and it always reminds me of everything. If we think back to our humble beginnings, right back in the 1990s, think of the early 90s, 93, 94, when you and I were drinking herbal tea, and
Yeah.
everybody was looking at us like we were out of our minds.
Yeah.
But and you couldn't find it anywhere except the little tiny store, where you got your Whole Foods from in the little tiny
That's right.
section. Now you can't go to the grocery store without finding just lines and lines of herbal
Absolutely.
teas.
Yeah, and as you're saying, 91, 92. That's when I got my first Reiki, attunements and
Yep,
started learning Reiki. It's so long ago now, but in some ways it just seems like
it
yesterday
does. It
because I
seems like just
use it. Yeah, I use it every day, so it's like it's stayed with me.
yes, and it's funny that now, so I have another dear friend of mine who's starting to work Reiki at a hospital.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, it's quite common
So
in England, it's quite common now to
is
have
it
a
so
Reiki
so there?
practitioner on staff there, yeah.
It's
So it's
just
all coming, yeah.
it's coming. And
Yeah.
and again, for those of us who've been patiently waiting,
Yes.
some of us have been patiently waiting a lot longer. Um, it does give us hope. right?
Yes,
This
it
makes
does. It makes me happy, because
yeah,
before we were like the crunchy granola moms,
the crunchy granola
or whatever,
guy.
the crystal loving hippies, whatever they
Yeah.
called us, right?
I worked for a chiropractor as a manager in an office back in the early '90s, and I remember fighting with Blue Cross and being like, "So you'll pay 20 grand for a back operation, but not $60 for this adjustment?"
Right.
You know,
Yes.
and it
Yeah,
but again, here we are getting back into the modern sciences now starting to say, "Okay, Harvard says there's something to this."
that's right. So we
And
go, "Hey, we're over here."
yeah,
We can tell you all about it. Yeah.
"Hey, I've had my feather and my selenite rod for a long time, buddy. What you waiting for?"
That's right, that's right. Well, this has all been super interesting, and, I'm gonna have to have you back again because we're running out of time here. But,
Absolutely.
let me, give us one last blurb about what you're doing and where people can find you.
Sure. So if you want to find me, the easiest way to find me is on TikTok, and my name is Patrick. I do a live show every day at 9 a.m. on TikTok, Monday through Friday. I do special things too in the mornings at 7 a.m. My crystal bowls and the
Mm.
gong. I do a little sound bath, and then at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I do little card readings and just light work.
So 3
Um,
times a day on TikTok.
so 3 times a day on
So 7
TikTok.
AM for the singing bowls and
Yep.
the gong.
And yep, and then in the gong, and then at 9 a.m. is my class that goes for about an hour to an hour
Okay.
and a half. And the reason it can go to an hour and a half is I do a thing called overtime. This is the gifts that you were talking about. If people send in 10 gifts, I'll do a full-on 20-minute overtime gong bath where I say, I'm not turning the camera off.
Oh,
We're
that's
going
great.
for more. And
That's
it's
great.
fun. It's fun.
It's
It's
fun and it's
interactive.
affordable. I mean, it's
Yes,
free. If somebody's
it's
having a hard time, like,
it's
what a
free.
beautiful blessing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gifts literally the gifts that people give me. Now some people send huge gifts, like
Yeah, I've seen
$10,
some. Yeah, I've seen
10
some.
and
Didn't you get
I've
one
had
of those top tick
30,
tick 30, $40?
30. It was like $35.
Amazing.
It was
Yeah.
like $35. Now for the overtime, it's only like a dollar. Like those things I'm
Right.
only asking for like a dollar. Like I wouldn't do that.
Well, you
So
know what I think? I don't think people understand how hard it is to get 5,000 followers on TikTok. Like,
it's a,
it is crazy getting up
it
there.
is.
So, congratulations to you because that's a fantastic blessing, right?
Thank
I
you.
think I
And
might have I don't even know on TikTok, maybe 100, I don't know. I
for
I
me,
chip
yeah,
away
for
at it
me,
slowly.
it was for me, Dr. Tracy, it was literally it was all about the timing, and it was all about, as you said, I got to my point. When I pressed go live on TikTok, it was because I had gotten to the end of my rope of getting my meditation practice started, and I was frustrated, and I went, "Okay, I'm gonna give up trying so hard to make it materialize, and instead, I'm just gonna teach it on TikTok and see what happens." And as
Yeah,
soon as
that's
I
the best thing. Just stay open and see if it works, and if it
and
doesn't, it's no big deal, and
right,
if it does, it's
I
amazing, right?
yeah, now I'm able to literally start earning my living on TikTok.
Yeah,
No
I love
kidding,
that. That's
right?
fantastic. That's fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on, Patrick,
Thank you,
and,
Dr. Tracy.
thank you, and just stay on. I'm gonna run a thumbnail at the end
Okay,
here and then turn it off, but stay on and we'll chat after. But,
sounds good.
thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this, and please join Patrick on TikTok for his
Thank you.
different sound baths and, meditations. I think you'll learn a lot and get some health and wellness just from enjoying those tones. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.